happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, August the 25th. It's almost September. Actually, it will be September at our next live chat here. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. I hope y'all had a great week. If you are watching this with us here on Facebook, you can do things like thumbs up emojis. You can do things like hearts. You can also give stars, and stars help to provide everything that we use for these chats because they are absolutely free unless you decide to donate something. If you watch this later on YouTube, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Try to let those commercials play if you don't mind, because I get a teeny tiny stipend for each one of those commercials that you watch. And also, we'll talk about it again here later, but we do have an Amazon wish list that y'all can help with. So, okay. Back to business. Hello and happy Sunday, everybody. I am Kelly. This is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com's live chat. We have it every Sunday night. Hello, Elaine. And if you are brand new, I'd love for you to let us know. Just say, hey, my name is so-and-so, and I'm new, because we would love to welcome you. And hello, Carol Lou. We'd love to welcome you. We'd love to, hello, Mary Ann, to say hello. And these are our meetings, and I am sad to say that more meetings in our area have been eliminated, combined, whatever. We'll talk about that also here in a second. This is very important to me to be able to say hi and hello to you all, and I hope that you all will, say hi and hello to each other also. Let's see. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. Hello, Mindy. I haven't seen you in a minute. It's good to see you. And hello, Vicky from Illinois. Awesome that you are here. Yeah, y'all remind me to circle back when I talk about just some news. Remind me to circle back to the meeting situation here in Knoxville. And let's see. Oh, yep. Hello, Sarah. Greetings from Raleigh, Massachusetts. Greetings to you too. Mindy, I washed it. That's literally all I did. What? I mean, it's because it's summer. It's probably because it's summertime, but thank you very much for that. Or maybe you haven't seen me since I got my hair cut, because it was down to here, and I don't know, it's been months ago. Got it cut up to here. Anyway, I'm enjoying sporting a shorter look. And hello, Katie from Minneapolis. And hello, Anna from New York. Good to see you. It's happy Sunday, everybody. Hello, Ken and Betsy from Georgia. I'm assuming that maybe it's just Betsy, but you never know. Ken might be there with her. But hello, hello. And they are new, so Betsy is new. And if Ken's there with you, he's new too, right? So just let us know. But hello, everybody. Welcome our new people. Betsy from Georgia. Very nice to meet you. It's so nice to meet you. What part of Georgia, if you don't mind me asking? We will have some Georgia girls here on here in a little bit. Yeah, so y'all go ahead and welcome each other. And let's see. Hello, Sherry from Southwest Florida. How's the weather now in Florida? Because it was wicked, I think, the last time that we talked. Yeah, hope y'all are doing better. And do we have anybody in the Northeast? That was a crazy storm. I'm not trying to get sidetracked off on storms, but that was wicked, and I'm hoping that all of y'all are okay, because that was some craziness that we saw, coming through on the Weather Channel. Okay, and, oh, Buena Vista, Georgia. Where is that? I know about Buena Vista, California, and Buena Vista, Florida, but where is Buena Vista, Georgia? That sounds fascinating. Let's see. Oh, Sherry says thunderstorms. Darn it. Okay, and hello, Tina from Ohio. Tina usually watches the replays on Monday mornings. So, Tina, I'm saying hello live. Hello. How are you? And hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. Good to see you. And there is Trish sneaking in here. Trish from California. Always good to see you. Oh, no. Sherry, how is your daughter that's in Connecticut? Because it was wild. I mean, I don't know. That was just crazy. I hope that it was really isolated and it wasn't as, I don't know. The news always makes things look bigger. Hopefully that was just, it was just the news making it look bigger. Okay, for all of you new people, we do this every Sunday night. I've missed a handful of them over the years. Usually it's for the birth of a grandchild or a major holiday or something like that, but we're here almost every single Sunday night. I don't know about you all, but in your area, but meetings, in-person meetings, are becoming slim pickings, and we're going to talk again. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But yeah, so if you're watching on Facebook, you can do thumbs up emojis, you can do heart emojis, and we'll talk about those here in a few seconds. Always, okay, good, Sherry. Always, there are stars available if you want to go ahead, and help us out a little bit. You don't have to do a lot, but every teeny tiny bit counts. It is all fantastic. And if you join us late, or if you need to watch this later on replay, you can for sure watch it on Facebook, but you can also check this out on YouTube. That's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Okay, the little bit of news that I have for this week. So today is Sunday, August the 25th. This is chat number 378, and it is called How to Build a Tracking Routine. First little bit of news is today is the start of the mini, M-I-N-I, mini like small. Hello, Sherry. Mini like small, not mini like many. Okay, the mini daily wins challenge. So Julie over on in the If You Have an Egg group, and if you're not already in that group, I'm sure that someone will post a link to that. Please remember to answer the 3 questions so I can let you in. But Julie hosts a challenge over there every week, and again, the challenge is absolutely just a challenge for yourself. You are not competing with anybody. We're not trying to see who has the most. Like, it's not, you know, I had 1 daily win today. I had 5. I had 10. It is not that kind of a challenge. It's just something motivational to kind of keep us going and remind us to do things. Julie has done tracking for the last 2 weeks because it worked. It went so well the first week that she went ahead and had a tracking challenge again last week. I'm telling you, there were a handful of times that I tracked just because I thought, oh, I want to be able to post over the challenge that I tracked, you know? So it's a challenge for yourself. So that is over in the If You Have an Egg group this week. It's the mini, like tiny daily wins, not many, like a lot, but the mini daily wins challenge. And again, that's hosted by Julie. The second little bit of news for this week is, I don't know if this is a good thing or if I'm getting ready to go down a rabbit hole, but I downloaded TikTok. I have been avoiding it. I've been running from it. I've been, I don't know, shaming other people who, maybe a tiny bit of shaming other people who had it, but I needed it. I needed to be able to watch a video so that I could participate in a recipe challenge that all of us are going to be doing in the second half tonight. And I couldn't do what I needed to do without being able to watch the video. So I downloaded TikTok. Y'all let me know if I'm getting ready to just go down a rabbit hole that I can't get out of, and aloha Kathy, or if you think this is a good thing. So just let me know. And since I haven't now, if there are any TikTok viral recipes that you want me to try out, I can watch them now because I have TikTok now. Okay, also, or I joined. Doesn't mean I didn't have done any videos or I'm thinking about doing videos, but I have at least joined or gotten or whatever. I've downloaded TikTok now. Okay, the last little bit of news. If you are in the East Tennessee region, so if you happen to be one of the lucky ladies in the East Tennessee region, you hopefully are in Gwen's group, My Fearless Leader Gwen. You're hopefully in her group. And you got the sad news that a few of the meetings have either been eliminated or that they have been combined into other groups, and I do not have a comprehensive list of that here with me tonight. I am happy to say that so far, fingers crossed, knock on some wood here, I'm happy to say that so far we have saved or continued to support in a way to keep it preserve our Tuesday night meetings, and it looks like the Tuesday morning meetings are also in good shape. But East Tennessee girls, we've got to attend those meetings. I'm just gonna do a little bit of meeting shame here. We have to attend those meetings, even if you don't want to, even if you don't think you want to weigh in, even if you just want to sneak in, see what's going on. We've got to get to those meetings if you're here in East Tennessee. We are down from, I think before 2020, I believe there were like 40 meetings in the East Tennessee area. We have 7 now, 7. And one of the ones at the big center, the Weight Watchers Center that's in West Knoxville, has been combined into, one of them's gone and one of them's been combined. So I think we're down to 7 meetings. Ladies, gentlemen, even if you don't feel like going, go to your meeting, please. I will do whatever I need to do to keep my Tuesday meeting going. Also, for those of you who have been going to My Fearless Leader Gwen's Zoom meetings on Thursday night, that got cut. So the actual Weight Watchers sponsored, affiliated, whatever meeting, whatever you want to call that on Thursday nights, that has been cut. And good news is Gwen was she had quite the crowd. So every Thursday night, I got bumped out of it and could never get back in. Every Thursday night, she had quite a lively little group of ladies. And I think there was a guy that used to come every once in a while. But when it got right down to it, this was a paid meeting for my leader. And they asked her, well, how many people are from Tennessee? Or no, how many people didn't get to attend another meeting? Like how many people attended because they couldn't attend another meeting? Well, that was most of y'all. Most of y'all. Hello, Joycelyn from California. That was most of y'all. She could answer honestly for that. But then they asked the big question, okay, of the people who were attending your Thursday night Zoom that couldn't attend another meeting, how many of them were from East Tennessee? And guess how many it was? Like two. Like two out of everybody that was coming on Thursday nights. So sadly, the Thursday night the official Weight Watchers Zoom meeting with Gwen has been canceled. But she just started this last Thursday night. She's having like a Zoom friends, like a Weight Watchers friends get together. She's not allowed to talk about the topic because she is a paid Weight Watchers employee. I'm not, so I can talk about whatever I want to. They don't give me anything, like nothing. Like I pay for all of this myself. So I can talk about whatever I want to, but since Gwen is a paid employee, she definitely needs to, should, and does follow all of the rules. So in case someone from Weight Watchers is listening, she follows all the rules. That girl is a rule follower. But she's just, and she asked permission, so she is having a fun Weight Watchers friends meeting. It's not really a meeting, just a get together on Thursday nights, and it's so that we can all still get together. The fun part about the Zoom meeting is we can all see each other. Okay, so I just spent 11 minutes of our first 30 minutes talking about the Zoom meeting and a little bit of news. So we're gonna skip right to it, or I'm gonna run out of time. Give me a thumbs up if you attended an in-person workshop last week, and we did, because we're gonna go, and I'm gonna guilt some of y'all into coming. If you happen to just be passing through Knoxville on a Tuesday, come to our meeting. But so thumbs ups if you went to an in-person meeting, and give me some hearts, or if you went to a Zoom meeting. Hearts if you attended here with us live last week, or if you watched later on demand. So let's see some hearts for that. And there is Melissa. Hello, Melissa. So yeah, bravo stickers to everyone who went to an in-person workshop. And there's Ann, went to an in-person workshop or attended here with us on Facebook last week. Okay, so today is August the 25th, and we are talking about, this is chat number 378. So there's 377 of these you can go watch on YouTube if you're bored, or if you're just flying somewhere, you need something mindless to listen to put you to sleep. There are 377 more of these. So last week we were talking about how to build a, and Trish, I will share the information. Hello, Barbara. I'll share the information on those Zoom meetings separately. Yeah, so because you're getting ready to get me onto that rabbit hole. Okay, so 2 weeks we've done a tracking challenge with Julie over in the If You Have an Egg Facebook group, because tracking is so important. Tracking every time Gwen, any other Weight Watchers leader, anybody asks, and hello Danielle, every time they ask, how, what's one of the most important things, or like if you're going to get back to getting it, or if you're going to, get back on the straight and narrow, or when you do well, what is one thing that that if you do it well, if you do it consistently, that is going to work. And tracking is that answer. So we're talking about tracking again for the second week. Last week we were talking about, if you make a mistake, like when you're learning how to do things like walk or ride a bike or anything else. Hello, Marlene. But if you fall down, someone is there to encourage you to get back up. So you fell, get up, shake it off, and keep moving. Second thing we talked about was checking your tool belt, because you've got lots and lots. Yes, Barbara, it is. You've got lots and lots of tools, in your arsenal that you can use, for kind of getting back on track. And then also we talked about the fact that sometimes a setback is really a set up. So when we see things aren't going quite right, or you think, oh, why did my car break down, or why did this happen, or why did that happen? Sometimes it's a set up for whatever the next best thing is that's coming. So your homework for last week was #setback or set up. And so if we're all still here, we're still having setbacks. We're going to have them, we've had them, we're going to have them, and we're going to have some more, okay? So I wanted you to figure out a time when you had a setback, but it was really, once it was all said and done, you realized, you know what, that was a setup for the next best thing that was coming. So here's how y'all did with your homework. Anne, who is here, said her setback was knee surgery. That's a pretty big setback, okay? But now she knows that that was really a setup for being able to participate in even more activity than before. Who knew? Who knew? Okay, Heather suffered a setback when her meal plan service suddenly just started repeating. Like, her husband needs diabetic friendly meals, and her meal plan, because she didn't really like to meal prep, But they started repeating. They put the same things on repeat, just over and over. But what she didn't realize was that was a total setup for making her take a trip to the library. You know I'm a big fan of the library. Making a trip to the library, getting some information, getting some books together, and now she's getting hubby's input, and they are planning and prepping some meals together instead of just throwing together something from a meal prep company. So that setback was definitely a setup for something new. And then Mary's setback was some weight creeping back up. Been there, done that. We've all been there and done that. But that's going to segue into this next topic. That was a setup for getting Mary back on track by tracking. You guessed it. Back on track by tracking. So bravo everyone who did their homework last week. Y'all are rocking it, and I'm so proud of you. This week, still talking about tracking, and we're talking about how to actually build a tracking routine. So I'm going to give you a couple of, you know how much I like to look things up in the dictionary. But first, I want to know, quick, don't think, quick, what are 3 things that you do every day without even thinking about it? So I'm going to say, just for myself, I'm going to say brush my teeth. I do that every day. Like nobody has to say, hey, Kelly, did you think to brush your teeth today? Because I brush my teeth every day. Something else I do every single day without thinking about it is I put on my seatbelt before I start my car every single day. I don't even have to think about it. And then the third thing is, what would be a third thing? Because I'm not supposed to be thinking about it too much. A third thing would be telling John bye and that I love him before I leave. Yeah, perfect. Boom. Yeah, so Vicki says teeth, shower, plan supper. Perfect. Barbara says a shower. Yeah, so you all have, everybody has at least 3 things. Danielle says check Facebook. So we have 3 things that we do without even thinking about it. Kathy says drink water, eat, and track. Melissa says brush teeth. Oh, contacts, that's important. Get dressed. Michelle, or Melissa, we're all very excited that you get dressed without thinking about it. Yeah, we appreciate it. Ann says brush teeth, take meds. That's important, and drink a protein coffee. Okay, so the definition of routine is, those are all routines. So those are things that you do, again, without even thinking about it. And the definition of routine, if you use routine as a noun, that definition is a sequence of actions regularly followed, a fixed program. So, for example, it's I settle down into a routine of work and sleep. If you use it as an adjective, that would be, for routine, that would be performed as part of a regular procedure rather than for a special reason. So it's just, you know, it's just a normal thing, a regular thing that you do. Or if you use it as a verb, which apparently it's used less as a verb, but if you use it as a verb, it is organized according to a routine. So that would be a verb. So are you ready to figure out how to make some routines? The routine that we're gonna work on is tracking. Okay, so first thing when you're working on this routine, on making tracking into a routine, first thing is, so what is your preferred method of tracking? So how do you prefer to track? So do you prefer to write everything down? Like, are you a paper and pen kind of person? Do you keep a journal? I know some of you like. We have the cutest girl in our Tuesday night meetings named Bethany, and she writes everything down. She keeps a journal. Like, you can tell she's been journaling her food. She journals what Gwen says. She journals if somebody else gives her a great idea. She journals that too. So do you keep a journal? Do you like to maybe jot it down on your calendar? Like maybe when you're flipping through your work calendar and you go ahead and jot down, what you had to eat for the day, or maybe how many points it was. Or are you somebody that likes to snap a picture of what you ate or what you're eating? And does that help you remember? So I know some people who absolutely no time to track when they're in the moment, so they take a picture of it and then they go back and they can say, okay, I had chicken and this and this and this and this, and then they can go back and track it that way. Or would you rather open up your trusty Weight Watchers app and either scan or scroll or search or maybe look for a recipe or something like that? So what is your favorite tracking feature in the app? Oh, and Mary says hers is if you bite it, you write it. That is her preferred method of tracking. That is awesome. Yep, and Barbara phone tracks. And let's see. Okay, so more of you all will have more here in just a second. Next question is, what time is it? So I don't mean like what time is it right now, because it is 8:20 right now. But what time is it? Like, what time is it when you track? Is it, when do you prefer to track? So is it as you eat? Let's see. Oh, Ann says love them all. So she loves them all, and she loves being able to scan. Sarah says tracking again 100%. Whoa. She can't after her 68th birthday Tuesday. Well, happy birthday. So Ann's loving the app, and Carol Lou loves to scan foods. But do you track as you're eating it? Danielle tracks best at work. Vicki tracks best after each meal. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Lynn tracks as she eats. So is it as you eat? Oh wait, Sandra says she keeps a Weight Watchers journal and uses stickers. Yay, Sandra, you know how much I love stickers. Yeah. And Mary Ann, I'll make it back to you in a second. Let's see. Yep, and Cheryl says morning time and does it for the whole day. So that was my next question. So is it as you eat? Is it before you actually eat it? Is it after you're done? Do you track at the end of the day? Do any of you pre-track a meal or a day? Or is there anybody that even pre-tracks a week ahead? Does anybody pre-track? And I want you to raise your hand if you're like me and you track 1 meal per day. 1 meal per day, most days, and still consider that a win, okay? We're going to circle back around to that in just a second. So Melissa pre-tracks her breakfast. Danielle tracks as she eats. Carol Lou plans the whole day ahead, and that does not surprise me about you, Carol Lou. Let's see, Ann tracks before she eats. Sarah says sometimes she pre-tracks. Yeah. Kathy says as she's preparing to eat the meal. That's always a good idea. I think even if it's not your tendency, and Barbara says as she eats, so I think it's a good idea though to at least get some idea of what the number is before you put it in your mouth, because once it's in your mouth, it's kind of done. Like that's, you should still track it, but it's kind of done. Okay. And Danielle says, I did do that, but this week since Wednesday, I've tracked everything. Danielle, you've tracked everything since Wednesday? You get an extra Bravo sticker just for that, girl. Okay, so last thing is regularly, not perfectly, okay? So I want you to go back to those definitions that I gave you at the first of this portion of the chat and remember the one that was a noun. So routine, as a noun, the definition was, hello Tedders, it is good to see you. The definition of routine when used as a noun is a sequence of actions regularly followed. So if you remember just, 10 minutes ago, I said as a noun, routine is a sequence of actions regularly followed, a fixed program. As an adjective, it is performed as part of a regular procedure rather than for a special reason. Hello, Rosie. Oh my goodness, we've got Tedders and Rosie both here. Hey, ladies. It's good to see both of you all. Haven't seen y'all in a minute. Or as a verb, it's to organize according to a routine. So regularly, not perfectly. A routine is a sequence of actions regularly followed. So notice it didn't say perfectly followed. The definition of routine was not a sequence of events perfectly followed. It didn't say that it's a sequence of events done 3 times a day or every meal or even once a day. It just says regularly, okay? So consistency, doing something consistently, is way more important than doing something completely. So this is not an all or nothing sport. This is not a 100% or you go home a loser sport. This is not that kind. This is a sport. This is a game. It's a challenge. It's a game. It's a challenge with ourselves, and we all want to win. So nowhere in here does it say that you have to be perfect all day, every day. Okay. So this week's homework is hashtag no perfection here. Hashtag NOPERFECTIONHERE. So hashtag no perfection here. And if you tracked every day, you win. If you tracked one day, you win. If you tracked one meal, you win. And guess what? If all you did was open up your app, guess what? You win. We all win, okay? So your homework of hashtag no perfection here, literally all you have to do is to track one thing, one meal, one day. You can definitely track a whole day if you want to. You can track a whole meal if you want to. You can track a recipe if you want to, or you can track one thing. So if all you do is at some point in the next 7 days, if all you do is, thank you, Lynn, for posting that, hashtag no perfection here. if all you do is open up your app and track coffee, track that you drink a cup of coffee, you win. So everybody wins this week. So please, please, please do your homework. Hashtag no perfection here. Do it, do it, do it. I really think if you just track one thing, I don't know, it just sets me up for a much better day. So this week I already did my homework. Y'all know I don't like to pre-prep a lot of stuff because I won't eat the same thing every day. So today, while I was getting ready for the chat, I prepared 3 meals. I prepared Tuesday's lunch, Thursday's lunch, and Friday's lunch. So I get to skip a day in there and eat with John on Wednesday. I pre-tracked, I prepared it and pre-tracked it. So I've already tracked 1 meal for Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, because those are the only 3 days in a week that I have a little tiny bit more control over. They are already pre-done, pre-packed, and pre-tracked. Pre-done, pre-packed, and pre-tracked. That's a nice little ring to it. And they are in the refrigerator, and they have the disposable stickers that I got that someone sent me last week. They have the disposable stickers on there that say what they have in them, and they have the number of points on them. Now let's just see if I can actually eat them. So yeah, it's been another challenging lunch week this week. So I'm thinking, surely to goodness, if it's already done in the refrigerator, marked and ready to go, surely to goodness I can sneak off and eat it. Okay, so everybody do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. We do have a recipe challenge to do. That's exactly right, Vicki. I know, I have to eat them. I have to eat them. And I made them good enough things, and I'll show y'all that another time. But I made them good enough things that hopefully I won't just go, oh, well, it was a bagged salad, you know, I didn't get to it today. Hopefully they will get done. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a break for the second half. If you are brand new, these chats are 1 hour long, and the first 30 minutes we talk about whatever the Weight Watchers topic was from the prior week. That gives everybody a chance to attend a meeting if you could, or you're Sandra, exactly right. So it gives you a chance to attend a meeting if you want to, or if you can, or if you want to. It also gives you an opportunity to go on to Connect and find out what the topic was. So you have a whole week to get this topic in before we talk about it at the end of that same week. So the first half is always that topic, and then the second half is usually something fun. And tonight, it's hopefully going to be super fun, and hopefully it's going to turn out fantastically, because I'm going to be really upset if it doesn't. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're at the end of the first half. Everybody stop and get some water. I am watered out. I have a, gosh, what is it? An aluminum Dasani can that I had water in that I got at the zoo with Alyssa, and I love that thing so much that today I keep getting them and like refilling them for the day. Right before the chat, well, in the hours leading up to the chat, I think I had 5 of them. I think I drank 5 of them, and they're 16 ounces each. That's just been the last few hours, so I'm about watered out. So instead, Anne and Melissa, I made the infamous Sweet Cherry Southern Breeze pre-sweetened 0-calorie cold brew sweet cherry tea. I actually took one of these to Melissa and one to Anne last Tuesday. I know Melissa says it's amazing. Look how cool. I haven't even stirred it up yet, but this has been brewing in the refrigerator. I'll let them try it before I tried it, so we're going to try it real quick here before the second half. Let's see. Whoa, it smells good. So these are so fast to make. Oh, wow. That's an even better taste after you swallow it. The rest of you should be drinking your water. This is the only time all week that I know for sure that you've had water, so everybody else drink some water while I savor this cherry flavor. It almost tastes like, Melissa and Anne, did you think it tasted like a wild cherry lifesaver in some tea? Wow, that's really good. Okay, we will continue to sip on that. And yes, Sarah, a mason jar is exactly the best way to drink some tea, especially since it's called Southern Breeze. Okay, do you think, Anne? Don't you think it tastes kind of like a like a wild cherry lifesaver, like you were eating a wild cherry lifesaver while you were drinking some tea. That's really good. I have to say, so I have tried, whoop, I made one side too short. I have tried, gosh, 5 of the flavors now, I think. Haven't met one I don't like yet. Sorry while I adjust my apron. We've had children in the showroom this week and they like to wear my apron, so I brought a small one so maybe they'll stay out of mine. Okay, let's see. Trish says, have you been using those something for many years? Oh, she's been using those teas for many years and then adds a protein powder. Oh, that sounds interesting. And yes, Sarah, you do have to order the variety pack. Yeah, it is so good. And I just use them like as a treat. Like I don't drink them every day. I drink them, you know, maybe every few days, like maybe 3-ish times a week. So it's gonna last me a long time. Okay, so we are making food tonight for the second half. So I'm gonna quickly put my hair up, and this is food that I will be sharing. So I already warned Alan. Alan, so let's see, Marlene, sorry, it is Southern Breeze, and this is shared. It's shared in a couple of our last chats, and it's also shared, oh my dear, what have I done? What have I done? Y'all just have to excuse my hair. So it's shared in our last couple of chats, and it's also shared on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. It's shared on my Amazon list. But this is Southern Breeze pre-sweetened cold brew tea, and it'll be shared again tonight, so y'all can look at that soon. Okay, the second half of tonight's chat is the reason that I got TikTok. So Lily, that works for me, came in and she said, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this recipe that I found on TikTok. And I rolled my eyes and I said, Lily, honey, the last recipe you had me try off of TikTok was a bomb, and that was that custard, the yogurt custard bread or toast or whatever. That was horrible. That was a terrible decision. Didn't like it. Tried it multiple different ways. Kept thinking that it was me and not the recipe, but turns out it was the recipe. It was terrible. I do not know why it went viral. I have better hopes for the one tonight because it uses one of mine and Lily's favorite things, which is a cucumber. So Lily and I both love cucumbers. When I say love, we love cucumbers. Like Lily, she's not mine. She's just an employee. She's an employee and a friend, but she's 17 and she and I have been practicing growing. She had hers growing in buckets this year. Of course, I had mine in the raised bed garden, but we both had tons of cucumbers and we love them. Like there cannot be too many cucumbers. So I said, fine, what is this recipe? If it involves cucumbers, what is it? And I'll try it. It is a jalapeno popper cucumber salad. Apparently, on TikTok right now, everybody's going crazy with all of these cucumber salad recipes. And since I didn't have TikTok, and I don't know how much time I'm going to spend on it now, I've missed all this. So I don't know how long cucumber salads have been a thing on TikTok. But this one in particular, I know just since Lily asked me about this 2 days ago, I have talked to so many people that have done this specific one. And again, this is a TikTok viral recipe. And I guess viral just means that a lot of people have made it, that a lot more people have made it since it was published. But this one's called jalapeno popper. So I love jalapeno poppers. Who else loves jalapeno poppers besides me? So show of hand if you like traditional, real jalapeno poppers. So my son-in-law, Alan, I do. John does. My husband, John, does. My daughter, Casey, does. My son-in-law, Alan, does. But Alan and Casey cannot stand cucumbers. They can't stand them. So I'm anxious to see how this turns out. Vicki says, love them. Lynn's got her hand raised. Rita. Oh, yeah. Anne's got her hand raised. So I'm very anxious to see how this turns out because Casey and Alan absolutely hate cucumbers. Like, won't eat them on anything, in anything. Would pick them out of a salad, don't like them. So I have been the sole eater of cucumbers unless I made them into pickles. Now they will eat pickles this whole summer. Okay, so this recipe, this is how official this recipe is. If this turns out well, I will publish it as a recipe. If it doesn't, it will be like the custard bread and it will die a slow death or a quick death. That one was a quick death, like it was super quick. This is how I got the recipe. This is why I needed to download TikTok. This is the recipe as it was given to me. And I know this is backwards, but even backwards, first of all, I think you all can see that jalapeno is spelled incorrectly. She did put a question mark next to it because she wasn't sure. It's not. But I don't know if you noticed anything, but on this list of ingredients, where are the amounts? Where are the amounts of what you put in it? There's nothing on here. So, according to this TikTok recipe, you're going to use an unknown amount of cucumbers, an unknown amount of jalapenos, an unknown amount of onions, an unknown amount of cream cheese, an unknown amount of sour cream, a little salt and pepper, an unknown amount of shredded cheese, and an unknown amount of bacon bits. What am I supposed to do with that? Really, what am I supposed to do with that? So, Lily's advice was, remember she's 17, Lily's advice was, oh, here, I'll send you the video on TikTok and you can watch how the guy makes it. She said he gives some rough measurements, but, you know, it's not going to say like 1 tablespoon of this or whatever. So I downloaded TikTok at Lily's advice, the 17-year-old's advice. I downloaded TikTok. I watched the video. I watched the video again. I watched the video for a 3rd time. Guess what? We're winging it. We're winging it. The guy absolutely didn't say about anything. He didn't say about a half a cup or about a cup or 6 slices or whatever. Literally, he just took a spoon, dump, 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 dump. Okay, so that's where we're starting. So we're starting with this little purple list of ingredients with no measurements, and we're winging it. Okay, first thing you gotta have though is cucumbers. I'm getting ready to panic some of y'all. So if you were with us a year and a half ago, I actually cut off part of my pinky before one of the live chats, like a couple of hours. Thank goodness it wasn't during a live chat, but I did it a couple of hours before the live chat and could not stop, you know, not going to gross anybody out. Couldn't stop, you know, like what happens after you cut part of your finger off, and had to go to the emergency room. A year and a half later, we are going to be using that same tool to slice our cucumbers, but I just want to assure everyone I have all of the appropriate PPE this time. It has taken me a year and a half to be brave enough to try this again. So everybody just breathe with me. But I have all the appropriate PPE. I have the can't cut yourself gloves. If we get down that far on the cucumber itself, I have the little pokey thingy that that holds onto it. The guy that I got this recipe from was whizzing through this or that Lily got this recipe from was whizzing through this so fast that yes, it's the mandolin. I know, Mary, and yes, Sarah. He was doing this so fast. Oh, the first time I watched it, all I could think was, watch your hands, watch your hands, watch your fingers, watch your fingers. Okay, so we are going to carefully, with the safety gloves on this time, we are going to carefully slice up some cucumbers. And I have decided, from watching him, I have decided that it was approximately 2 cups. Let's see if I can make this little thingy work. I have decided that it was approximately 2 cups of cucumbers. So that's what we're going to be going for. We're going to be shooting for approximately 2 cups of cucumbers. And again, we're using all the safety stuff. Oops. Okay, so there's approximately a cup. And I'm going to put those thin slices over here into our bowl. And yes, I am being very careful. And then we're going to start on a second cucumber and see if we can get about 2 cups. So if you all notice, the ungloved hand is nowhere near the mandolin like it was last time. And I'm only doing this because, hello Catherine, I'm only doing this because Lily assures me that they have to be evenly sliced. She says she has tried this several times, or she's already eaten it several times, and she says they have to be thinly, like evenly sliced. So that's the only reason that I'm trying this mandolin again. And then I'll be returning it to my friends that let me borrow it a year and a half ago. Yeah. So, believe it or not, they do still want it back, even after I lost part of my finger in it. Okay, let's do just a little bit more. Let's do just a little bit more cucumber. We're probably at 1.5 cups now. And I gotta tell you, I don't know. I may go find something on Amazon to put on the wish list that slices a little bit better than this. This thing also, for having cut off my finger, or part of my finger anyway, it just seems kind of flimsy. And let's see, Cheryl says, Cheryl says, took off the tip of my finger using that evil device slicing potatoes, yeah. So, okay, so we've got about, I decided that the amount the kid on TikTok did in cucumbers was about 2 cups. So we have approximately 2 cups of cucumbers. His recipe, let me just do a rundown here on points from his recipe. So his recipe, I figured, and we're just going to use the iPad here, I kind of figured that it was 2 cups of cucumbers. So I've got 2 cups of cucumbers put into my Weight Watchers app for the recipe. So I have entered this as a recipe in the Weight Watchers app. So I've got, based on what he had, I've got approximately 2 cups of sliced cucumbers. Okay, that's 0 points. So it doesn't matter if you're doing it my way or his way, that's 0 points. Then he added approximately 1/2 cup of cream cheese. So I used, and again, this is just from watching him, instead of regular full-fat cream cheese, that would have been 16 points for the whole, this whole recipe is going to make, I have calculated it as 8 half-cup servings. Okay, so 8 half-cup servings. So instead of regular full-fat cream cheese, which would have added 16 points to the whole recipe, I made a batch of my fat-free cream cheese, and the fat-free cream cheese recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So if you go to www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, I'm just going to use my finger here. I know it's just my family that's going to be trying this. If y'all were trying this, I wouldn't use my finger. And what is with all these people wearing gloves on videos when they're making, on cooking videos, when they're making food for themselves? I'm like, if you're the person eating it, I'm fine with you sticking your fingers in it. So I hope you all are too, because really, it's just going to be me or my family. I promise I would wear gloves if I was making it for you. Okay, so approximately 1/2 cup of cream cheese. My cream cheese has 0 points. So regular full-fat cream cheese, 1/2 cup would be 16 points. Mine has 0 points. So for right now, we have, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I did, Carol Lou. So I did it for 0. So that's 0. I still have 0 points. Okay, and then he used about 1/2 cup of sour cream. I'm going to use light sour cream. Regular sour cream is 11 points for that much, and y'all see how much I'm not measuring, just like he did. So that would be 11 points for half of a cup of regular sour cream. And then he used 4 slices of regular bacon. That's 7 points. And we're going to update my recipe here in just a second when we get done mixing this. So he used 4 slices of just regular, I said it was just regular bacon. I substituted Applegate non-cured or uncured bacon. The Applegate kind of has a little bit fewer, it's a little bit less on the point, so I did it crisp. You can also find my my crisp bacon recipe on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I did that. Then we do need some jalapeno peppers. He didn't say if he seeded them. He didn't say if he seeded these jalapeno peppers. He did not say if he took the membrane out. He just absolutely did not say. So we are going to, we're just going to finely chop the jalapeno. And then I'm going to leave some of the seeds in, but then I'm going to take some of them out because Alan is going to be eating this, and Alan definitely has a sensitive tummy. Like he doesn't do a lot of super spicy foods. So I'm going to take the part of the membrane out that has all the seeds in it. And then I'm just gonna kind of finely chop up the rest of it. And I know you can't see me, but I'm gonna do that just carefully with a regular knife. Gonna get a couple of those going. It smells so good. Of course, I like the way that jalapenos smell. I'm gonna chop up a little bit more of that. So I'm just thinking, for people who absolutely don't like really hot things like Carol Lou, I know you're not a big hot food person, so if you've had some version of jalapeno poppers but you made it something that was a little bit more bland, like is a poblano pepper, I'm just thinking ahead for people who don't like really hot things, is a poblano pepper, is that cool enough for you, or do you need it to be some kind of even less spicy pepper? Like, would you be able to substitute a poblano in this maybe? And now that makes me want to do this with a poblano pepper. Yeah, just because I mentioned it. Okay, so let's get just a little bit more jalapeno in here, because again, I have no idea how much this kid put in here. Okay, so there's some jalapeno pepper. So right now we've got cucumber, bacon, and remember, if you're chopping jalapeno peppers without gloves, and if you're not, please don't touch your face. So jalapeno peppers, no jalapeno peppers. And Carol Lou said yes, a poblano. So this might be good to try also with a poblano pepper if you don't like super hot peppers. So we've got 0 point cucumbers, we've got 0 point fat-free cream cheese, which again is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. We've got light sour cream instead of regular sour cream. We've got a different, I'll show you what it looks like so far, a different kind of bacon. We've got Applegate bacon. I did go ahead and splurge. Oh, let's see, we need some onions. And I don't cut onions. I don't know about y'all, but it doesn't matter how I cut them. I'm gonna be crying every single time, so I do not cut them. I cheat and buy them already cut every single time. I've done all the tricks, the crackers in the mouth, the wet paper towel, the washing it, cutting it underwater, all the things. I don't cut onions. So there is some already cut red onions. Honestly, can't remember if he used red onions or if he used white onions, but I prefer red onions, so that's what I use. So we've got that, and then we have a little bit of, he had just like a sprinkle of salt, and I'm going to use pink Himalayan sea salt, and he had a little bit of pepper. So I'm going to do the fresh ground pepper, and then he did have some regular shredded cheese. So that's the only part where I didn't skimp out. I said that it was about a ½ cup of shredded cheese, and I did not wimp out on that. This is real shredded cheese. It is real shredded, oh, what kind do you call that? Like the kind you would make like queso cheese. It's real shredded queso cheese. I'm gonna mix this up and let this be blending together. He put his in a container like this, and then just shook the heck out of it. Okay, he shook it until you couldn't shake it anymore. I'm gonna be a little more civilized and do mine, mix all of mine together with some tongs, and then we are going to update that recipe real quick to what this one is. So that was 5 points for a ½ cup based on what I think his recipe is. I'm going to update it to my recipe though while we let these flavors kind of meld together. Like, he shook his together and then immediately took a bite, and I thought, dude, that's not even, those flavors aren't even blended together. Let it sit for just a second. But I guess you've got limited time on TikTok. I don't know. I guess the time is limited. Okay, so this is looking really good. This is looking really good and blended together. It looks like the cream cheese and the sour cream have mixed nicely together. It smells really good. When I do get a bite here in just a second, I'm going to try and get a bite. Sorry. I'm going to try and get a bite of everything, you know, just to make sure we get all of those flavors in here. And then even Alan, who doesn't like cucumbers at all, he has promised me that he will take one no thank you bite. So I'm super excited about that. Okay, so let's update this recipe real quick. So we're gonna change I've already got this in the recipe builder, so I'll put this in the recipe builder on Weight Watchers. We are going to change, instead of Philadelphia cream cheese, we are going to change that to fat-free cream cheese. This cream cheese I'm putting on here will have a handful of points because it doesn't know, like I can't put in my recipe for cream cheese. So that was a half of a cup. Okay, so we're going to put that on there. Then we're going to change the sour cream. We are going to take that one off, and we are going to add a light, I used light sour cream. We're going to do that one, and we're going to do that as a half of a cup. Okay, then we're going to take the bacon, and I'm going to take that one off, the regular bacon, and I'm going to add Applegate Sunday. It's called Applegate Sunday bacon. Okay, Applegate Sunday bacon. And that is it, because I did real cheese. So without switching the cheese, without changing it to a different kind of a cheese, it went from 5 points to 3 points. So you could even do a different cheese. You could even do a lighter cheese, like you could do a even maybe do like a Velveeta shredded cheese, or if you like lighter cheese, like a lighter shredded cheese, or if you shredded your own cheese. Sarah says she might leave the bacon out. Totally fine. This is your recipe. It is totally fine. Yes, Vicky, the cream cheese like I make it is 0 points. So that cream cheese would be 0 points. But I can't include my recipe cream cheese in the recipe. Like you have to pick something that's already made. So it added a handful. So this might even just be 2 points. It might even just be 2 points for this. Okay. So now for the piece de resistance. Let's go ahead and try this. So this has been sitting here for a minute. I'm going to get a piece of bacon. I am going to get, I'm making sure that has a little bit of jalapeno in it. I'm making sure it definitely has a cucumber in it. So I've got cucumber. I can see jalapeno. I have onion. Uh-oh, don't have a piece of onion. Hold on, let me find one. Okay. I have a bite of onion. Whoops. Come back here, onion. Come back. So I've got cucumber, jalapeno, onion. I definitely have cream cheese. I definitely have sour cream. I definitely had sour cream. Salt and pepper was 0. Definitely have the shredded cheese, and I definitely have some bacon bits. Okay, fingers crossed that this does not turn out like that custard bread that was so hideous. It already looks better. This is what it looks like, all mixed up. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this one is. Come on, Lily. Come on. Okay. I'm going to say let this sit overnight. All those flavors will come together. That is stinking good. The cucumbers, if you don't like, wow, that's good. If you don't like cucumbers, they are literally just a carrier for all the rest of this. You can't even taste the cucumbers. That's just, the cucumbers are there for crunch, but that's literally it. I'm gonna say let this sit overnight. So 3 points, maybe 2 points, 3 points for a half of a cup. Jalapenos, cucumbers, onions, cream cheese, fat-free cream cheese, my fat-free cream cheese, light sour cream, a little bit of salt and pepper, some shredded cheese, and some bacon bits. Wow. Okay, TikTok. And weird kid on TikTok. I didn't even get your name. That is actually really good. I know John's going to like it. He's not a big fan of cucumbers, but, I mean, he'll eat them. I think Casey will like it. Alan, I'm a little worried about. So I will let y'all know after I get home tonight, and at 9:20 at night, make everybody in my family try a jalapeno popper cucumber salad from TikTok. That was actually really good. So I'll be putting together how this recipe came together. I'll put that together in the next couple of days and have Casey publish that as a separate post. But that one is really good. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little challenge. Not gonna lie, after the custard bread, I was a little bit nervous. This one was really good. I may have to, if I have a little bit of downtime, maybe in the school pickup line, I may have to check out some of those other cucumber challenges, because I still have, if I had to guess, I would probably still get maybe 10 or 12 more cucumbers off of my plants before those have to come out of the ground. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you will try this, because this one did turn out well. And I hope y'all have a great week. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Go ahead and let that next video roll over. I promise you'll enjoy it. And then if you don't mind, hit that little subscribe button and then the bell. Hit that little bell so you'll know when we post our next video. But y'all have a great evening, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next week. Good night.